ॐ सहजं च वर्ति संयुक्तं ग्रहीणायोजितमयं दीपं गृहाण देवेशं त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहम् जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट everybody help me sing simple harmony जो दावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहो किसकी शरण कहो किसकी तुम बिना रन दूजा आश करो जिसकी तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट में दूर करी ओम जय जगदीश हरे Let's pray together, everybody. Om Gajananam Bhutaganasevitam Kabet Jambu Umasutam Sho Namami Viganeshwara Sarvamangalamangaliye Shive Sarvarthasavike Sharanye Narayani Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Devotees, please have your seat. Make yourself comfortable. Cordial welcome again to everybody from the team here at the Shiv Shankar Mandir in Preysal village in Trinidad. For those of you looking on, we have engaged in Gyan Yagna in this particular Mandir. Last night we did Anand Ramayana, illustrating a katha dealing with the Naumi that explains the history of Bharat Satrahan, why Sita Mata is in the ground, and some of the things that we take for granted. Last night we did that discourse. Whenever a person has the opportunity to listen to Gyan Yagna, sometimes people see these words and they don't understand what is the purpose. Meaning to say, in this age, for example, conduct becomes critical. And sometimes when you hear about Kali Yuga, the conduct becomes absent. It becomes lacking. And he does deal with this in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, how do you know a sinful person? How do you know a person at the very onset of our satsang? How do you know a person that is being ruled by tamasic mode or tamasic nitya? One of the telltale signs, the person does not know what is to be done, what is not to be done, what is their code of conduct, how to fit in, how to behave yourself, what is fitting. The person is always odd, or they act or they think in an odd way. It is always disruptive. So the person cannot find the ability to shanti, to calm down, to remain calm. Let's say in the example of a puja. Instead, the person is always irritable or causing irritation or some form of distraction to the praying individual. Hanuman looks in different discourses as a person who brings about proper behavior. He's a teacher. Do you remember the part in Ramayana where it is now time for Sri Ram to leave the earth? And everybody is lining up. We touched on it last night when we were dealing with what becomes of the mantra. The person who tells Kaikeyi, I feel you should let Bharat become king. Send that Ram, send him into the forest. The person who puts that thought into the mind of Kaikeyi, that causes the death of Dashrath. That mantra is born back, as per our discourse last night, as the person called Kubja or Potna in Krishna Katha. It explains why she has to die that way. Why did Krishna, if we were talking about the bosom of the lady a lot last night, the breast, why does Krishna go to take her milk? Why to drink in that form as a son? He accepts not only the milk, but the poison that is inherent inside this individual. That she dresses up, she goes to poison a child. Think about the conduct of this person. That the only thing that you could do with all your prayers is to go and bring poison to another person. For example, people will say, there are many examples of prayerful people, and we get it wrong sometimes. We get it wrong of what is a bad person. We think bad people don't pray, and bad people don't believe in God. Simple language. But in all our discourses, Kans is doing yag. Ravan is a great bhakt of Lord Shiva, and many other pray. He knows Devi prayers more than me and you know. He knows how to offer with the left-handed form, tantric prayer. He knows how to put the mudra. If I ask you tonight, what is the correct way to accept Panchamrit? You say, Pandit, right hand over left hand. And I'll tell you, no, it has more to it. For example, we are in the temple. I'm a temple-going person, but I don't even know how to accept prasad. I don't know how to accept Panchamrit, Pandit. How to do it? In the right hand, you bend the index finger, take the thumb, and you squeeze the nail. So it looks like this. The reason for it is, the logic is, when you press this nerve ending, I'm activating something in the stomach. So the blessed tonight is Ekadasi, we bathed your beautiful shaligram. And we took from the Panch Amrit, 5 liquids, that the name mean, I bathed the shaligram and it became Charan Amrit. Charan Amrit, what is Charan? From the ankle to the toe region of the body, that is the Charan. So whenever you have puja, it can be what prayers you have. Shaligram is the thing that sanctifies this offering. So the person now is going to accept it, but I don't want it to go in the mouth, through the esophagus, and out the butt. To be honest, what I would like is that the washing of the Lord's foot imbibe in my spirit, in my body, in my bone, where I had the sugar, where I had the cancer, where I had the psoriasis, or whatever trouble I want. It is believed, you hear it in Ramayana. The Kewa tells him, if I wash your foot, I will get blessing. But I believe when you touch the foot of Ahilya, when you took your foot and you touched Ahilya, Ahilya became alive. So if you take the dust from your foot and you touch my boat might become alive. So I can't have that. I want to wash your foot. And we take the dust and the person is drink it. The person is put it on the body. If you ever see somebody wash the guru foot, what it is do with the extra water? Bless my head. This Turkey area, this particular mudra is what will give me the high thinking. What? So that I would know how to behave, how to conduct myself, how to pray. The brain is this, let's say the antenna that is pulling something. You all are Lord Shiva Bhakt. But I believe Lord Shiva lives in the Narmada Lingam. I believe he lives in that Murti. Very beautiful, Mahadev Baba. But if somebody asks you, where does Shiva live inside of you? How does Shiva communicate with you? How does God guide you? At a very simple question. This is about you now, learning about your God. Gyan Yagna means knowledge. Krishna says in Gita, oh Arjuna, it is good to do worship. When a person says, my mother teach me to offer arahu flowers for Durga on a Friday morning, so I replicate that prayer. I do that. That is what I know upon it. When I come and I'm married and I come to my mother-in-law had a way, Diwali time when they leap in, how you call it, the cholha. That is what I know. I bring Lakshmi back to my kitchen. So I emulate that prayer. So I learn. But if somebody asks you, well, why it is do certain things, Pandit, I don't know. All I know, you see, what I see, I practice that. That is it. Why I do it, I'm not sure. So he tells Arjuna, it is good when the person is following their karma and they're doing good, because this is what the crowd is doing. Everybody offering rote, I offering rote too. But it is better when the devotee gains knowledge. And from that knowledge now, they know why they are doing what they are doing. If somebody comes and asks you, why are you putting hardi on the devta? Why are you putting hardi on the girl when she getting married? What is the big fuss about the hardi? The person is offering, for example, Pandit, I understand that the hardi, it takes away the pain, the infection from the person's body. So I'm offering medicine to my goddess. And when I take it, for me now, I get health. I'm sickly and I need help. So I make sure I offer hardi, not only in the puja, but in the dar, what we call pakadar as well. When the person uses the charan amrit, or the washing of the foot of the Lord, and you drink it and you ingest it now, reach the stomach, the blood vessels around the stomach, absorb it, shoot it around the person's body, allowing the aura to be charged, so that the antenna must work very effective to do what? Listen to the Lord. But Pandit, I say my prayers every day, and the Lord don't talk to me. Gita, you hear something called Sat Chit Anand. Fancy name. Chit is a form of your Lord Shiva. Chit sits in your head and he starts to talk to you. Tonight, let me use myself. I wanted to wear a white kurta tonight, and I went in my closet and take off the rack like this. This is my body, and I want to wear my kurta. I don't know about you, but something said inside my head, boy, you put on a white kurta, you're going to look fat. I was driving the car, and I reached on the junction, go left, go right. And I want to go right, that's the road I like. And somebody said, I don't agree with you. Go left. Constantly, your life is about, you just hear people say your life is about choices. But if it was me talking to me, Everything I want to put on, everything I want to do or go, I would have said, Kesh, you're doing good, boy. Do it. Keep it up. Do it. Get through. Use the best. Do it. Instead, the voice in my head is saying, that isn't right. You're bound to quarrel so much. Hold up, hold up. You could fast today. Don't worry, you're bound to break the fast yet. Something is always telling you, do it different. Do it different. Be different. Do it better. In Hinduism, the internal mechanism that is talking to you, fancy name, Chit, not a former Lord Shiva. This evening when we were doing the Havan for different names of Mahadev, one of the forms that you worship is Chit. Mahadev, tonight when I worshipped you and I put the prasad, when I did your arti, and I bowed to the murti like a electrical, watch what all it is do, all the tarya. I remember my grandmother used to quarrel when she had prayers. I don't know what it is do. She used to make me shine the tarya. So it's shiny, it look pretty, it clean. But the other side of that is an electrical conductor. You ever see, think what's in your child home, your grandchild come to offer parasad and they come with a new plastic wares? All it is offer parasad with your plastic. Why? Because when I offer the lota or the tarya at the very onset of my prayers, understand what I'm saying? This is why you just do this stuff. You just do. The electrical energy of that murti or the mud or the fig tree or the tulsi tree flow through the tarya and you just touch it so. And I want it to hit into my brain and body and give me the power of the Lord. I just touch the murti to simply say, God use 100%, I use 1%. And I have some trouble home. I have some trouble in my money. I have some trouble with my children. Help me now, send your power. Help me to think, watch me, if I had arthritis and the pain they here, and I go touch and say, God help me here. But everything is about choices. So God help this brain of mine. God is stupid. Help me to do better, to think better, to improve. And that is why you make sure on your bow. Prem Subhaloma Pati Mahadeva ki Jai. Tonight you're going to hear a nice discourse about Hanuman Baba. About how he was helping a great fella who was acting wrong, thinking wrong, and behaving wrong. And if God didn't intervene, he would have ended up on the wrong side. That is the premise for the discourse between Hanuman and Bhim. Tonight we enter into Mahabharat. I wanted to read a different discourse for you. It has so much akatha, but limited time. Before we go into it, put your hands together, as it is Saturday on Shani's day. The brother, the god brother of Hanuman Baba, the guru of Hanuman is Surya Narayan Swami. On Saturday, they're doing his prayer, Hanuman prayer, because of Shani Dev, not so much of Hanuman. Hanuman prayer day, Baba, is Tuesday. Tuesday is his day. But why am I doing prayer for Hanuman on a Saturday? Because Shani or the planet Saturn cause a lot of trouble in a person's life. When people have bone-related skeletal problem, breaking bone, hairline fracture, brittle bone disease, osteoporosis, Hindus pray to Hanuman, please counteract the effect of Shanidev. Bless the bone, bless my calcium, I don't need so much a cramping. God, car accident is caused by Shanidev. Please break it, please stop it. This child, I know, God, he does speed so much. Hanuman Baba, control him. Help him to drive properly on the road. Tonight, there are many people do Hanuman Puja, but the only prayer they know is the Hanuman Chalisa. There is different prayer to Hanuman that helps a person. Tonight in our prayer, we did Bajrang Ban, the weapon of Hanuman. Tonight, just a couple of verses for those of you online. I know you'd have some sick people looking on. Panchmukh means 5 face, Hanuman. Kavach is a prayer. That is, Chalisa means 40 verses in praise of the Devta. Kavach means the armor. I need you to sit on my chest, sit on my back, sit on my right side, my left side, oh son of Anjani, and protect me from the attack of negative time, whether the trouble is spirit, lost souls, whether it is envious people, whether it is Gra, whatever it is, Hanuman, please bless me. And I'm saying this tonight to introduce this prayer to those of you that do Hanuman prayer. Trust me, there is more prayer. There's other passages to read that give about potency and protection if we would just use it. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. You say your prayers, I say in mine. Om Shri Panchavadanaya Anjaneyaya Namaha. Om Asya Shri Panchmukh Hanuman Mantrasya Brahm Rishya Gayatri Chandaha Panchmukh Virat Hanuman Devta Om Hrim Bijam Shrim Shaktihi Krong Khilam Krong Kavach Kraim Ashrafat Ita Digabhandaha Shri Garud Uvach Pravakshami Shrunu Sarvanga Sundari Yat Kruyantam Deva Devanam Dhyanam Hanumanta Priyayantam Panchavaktanam Mahabhimam Traipanchnayani Yuktam Bahubhi Dasabi Yuktam Sarva Karamata Siddhidam Purvatu Vanara Vakram Koti Surya Samprabhanyam Damsha Karala Vadanam Brukoti Koti Leshanam Ashwaiva Dakshanam Vaktanam Narasimha Mahabhutanam Atuyugya Tejo Vya Pushpa Beshanam Vayanashanam Om Hanumate Vijayam Om Hanumate Vijayam Om Hanumate Vijayam Bhavana Putra Hanumana Ki Jai. Sometimes people think Hanuman Baba is very soft and loving. But the Hindu, when you are plagued with sickness, when you are plagued in a world where we are under attack, I work hard, I study, I went to school, ma, and you tell me, go and get me education, work hard in the garden, and you're going to progress, you're going to prosper, and make $5, mommy. But as I put the $5 in the house, somebody come in to take it from me. I work hard to achieve my wife, my husband, my home. I build in a home. I buy a nice fridge. But because I buy the fridge, not only bandit, but the neighbor watching, you see the nice orange curtain they have? Negativity is coming in different form. But Hanuman only smiling, oh my God. When the enemy is coming and I don't have something to protect me, I come like I defenseless. Tonight, understand something. He's called Mahavir. The concept of Hanuman is different. When you call him in that Panchmukh form, the prayers translate Hanuman, the enemy, Bajrang Ban, the weapon of Hanuman. The enemies at the door and they're ponging the door. They're coming for me. They're coming for me. They're coming. Bite them, break them, beat them, but don't let them touch mine. I am not praying against anybody, but if somebody come in to interfere with your daughter, if rape is imminent, today I'm worshiping you in my house and I'm begging you to protect me and protect my family. Only when you have children and your belly griping and hurting because when she go on the road and she reach to work and people disrespecting she, you alone know how you feel. So the Hindu reaches to the point, amongst other things, they put a red flag high up in the sky. But if somebody asks you tonight, and you'll hear it mentioned in this discourse, where is do that for? Last night I talked about it, the flag of Hanuman. Why he is be a little taller than everybody else, Jandi? Why over the roof or the temple you see a red flag? What is that about? Why is Hanuman the protector and how does it work? How does he save you? When the enemy is outside, Hanuman is the form. When the enemy is inside, when I'm addicted to alcohol, when I'm addicted to pornography, when I'm addicted to going to the prostitute, I'm married but I vicey and I cannot break it. How do you break it? Hanuman, break that problem. Hanuman tote the mountain and bring the herb to help the sick person. If the sick person is here mentally, they have epileptic attacks. They have different schizophrenia problem. The Hindu in those mental hospitals as a pundit, it have rules. I cannot wear a black curtain and go in Ward 1 in Trinidad. When we go to pray with people who have different forms of mania, I cannot, you see how this have different design? You have to dress very straight and very simple. Don't dazzle their eyes. The psychiatrist will tell me, come and pray with them. Good, it's nothing wrong. But you see, when it's full moon, for the mother who have a child, who knows the power of that moon interfering with the brain of the child. 3 days before full moon, Pandit dare not walk into a mad ward. I'm saying it for children to understand. Ward 1, a mental institution, Pandit can't go. The Pandit is looked at in our white clothes. The angels of God come for me. Death come in for me. Oh God, and they start to pound and beat up the wall. What is the prayer the pundit says in a mental schizophrenic ward? When the person harming themselves, when your girl child digging out she hand so because you want attention from somebody? Like my girl child, I pray for that, and now look how crazy the struggle is. What to do? That's why the Hindus go to Hanuman. Bring back the health, and bring back, talk to it. Talk to it. It's suicidal, talk to it. How much you could pray and bury? How much you could beg somebody, don't kill yourself? You know, as you turn your back, old people just kill themselves quite regular. You doubt me? Have you ever gone to the hospital, diabetic ward, and see somebody lost the appendage, the leg? Before the infection, before the gangrene, before the tablet work or air work with the kidney, before anything, blood pressure kill them. You see shame, you see depression. That is the worst, you know. For a lady going through cancer and she going for chemotherapy and God take away this. Me what the pundit see me. My husband I go love me again. Better I dead. And when everybody supporting you, all mommy didn't have to do was take she sugar tablet, she pressure tablet, any tablet. And whatever had to happen, God would take me. That is quite regular. We live in a world where people doesn't understand proper behavior. Last night we was talking a lot about Popo. Sri Ram come and mommy potting. She just hold the hands on and walk with them easy. Babe, take your time. Watch how my child walking. Now start to walk. Oh God, I'm my child. When mommy start to slow down and it's time to hold hand, you know that hand don't reach sometime. Some children never know how it is to have patience with a person. When you was in Pampers, mommy takes your time. And strangely enough, enjoy changing that Pampers. It is a funny thing for a lady. But when mommy went in Pampers, it's time to scorn and hate and damn. But everybody doing Hanuman prayers and Shiv prayers, I just go and line up for Shivratri. But that time, my behavior ain't matching my prayers. This is Kali Yuga. This is the problem we face with. Tonight, it have a fella doing the same thing. Let me join together as we enter. For those of you online, as we are about to listen and learn from Hanuman, Sri Ram time has passed. The Suryo river went. Ram tells him, Hanuman, stay on the earth, don't go to heaven. Wherever my people are gathering, wherever my devotee is, go and protect them. Go in the temple. When it have Ramayana, you go first. And when everybody come, they eat, they accept the prasad, and it's time to leave, you leave last. Whenever my devotee is in trouble, go and help them. And from time to time, even in the age of Krishna, Hanuman is called upon even then. Tonight, let me enter into a discourse, everybody, and learn how Hanuman has to go and train Bhim, the incarnation of a Devta, how to act appropriate because he doesn't know how to conduct himself. Let's go, everybody, into our discourse tonight. Sita Ram, kaho Radhe Shyam, kaho. Sita Ram kaho, Radhe Shyam 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 kaho. Sita Ram Radhe Shyam kaho. Sita Ram kaho, Radhe Shyam kaho. Sita Ram kaho, Radhe Shyam kaho. Sita Ram kaho, Radhe Shyam kaho. Yakshanagare Yudhishthira Rajan par Krishnaya paragacho katayati Vrishate bhimarupaye natam Gandamandana vrikshaye ati par Siddharama kaho Radhe Shyam kaho. 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 See Pati Ramachandra ki jai. Such. I can't hear drum organ from this box. So I only hear in all the down here. I can't hear the organ at all. Tonight, we enter into the Vana Parva. If you've never heard Mahabharat, this is a huge book of 9 volumes. At this point in Mahabharat, the Pandavas are in the forest roaming. Draupadi is together with them. Bhim has already created a great demonic son. Bhim is married to Draupadi, but he fell in love with a girl by the name of Hidimba. From that relationship comes a great demon named Gatotkacha. Gatotkacha had now left them in the forest. And Yudhishthira is very, very depressed. He's thinking that I am Dharam Raj incarnate. Everybody calls me the great king. But I always make stupid decisions. Imagine I'm so dumb. I gambled my brothers. I gambled my wife. I gambled myself and lost everything. I'm so addicted. Not only addicted to the gambling, but foolish to seeing who is good and who is not good for him. The backstory of this, in one of the discourses between Balram and Krishna, Balram is always quarreling with Krishna. Lakshman in Ramayana is reborn. Sheshnag is reborn as Balram in Krishna avatar. And Balram says, why? Why didn't you, if you love your devotee, why didn't you stop Yudhishthira? Why didn't you warn him? And Krishna says, well, I did. I told him, never sit with your family. Do not engage in any type of dice with that person called Shankar. That is the Mamu, the uncle of Duryodhana. He's very tainted with black magic. He's very corrupted. Do not go there, Yudhishthira. And Yudhishthira, full of himself, tells Krishna, I know what I am doing. That is my cousin. That is my relation. That is my relative. They will not harm me. They will do no bad for me. How could they do me bad? I am so knowledgeable that they will not be able to outsmart me. Shaukani is the person who takes great amount of tantric prayer on the dice. Whenever you hear or you see it in your little Indian movies, that dice is a whole jug by itself. That dice was the finger bones of his father. Shaukani, you know in Gita you hear about the blind king Dhritarashtra. Shaukani is the brother-in-law, the Bahanoi of the blind king. Gandhari, the wife of the blind king, is Shaukani's sister. Her father died and Shaukani takes the fingers, the bones of the father, and fashions it into dice. And he prays with all forms of black magic that when he say prayers, may the number come. Till today, when people are betting, play away, and they're gambling, they are using prayers to win in games. Krishna knew the history of that dice. And he says, oh Yudhishthira, I warn you, don't do it. Don't do it, you'll lose. And in that dice match, when Yudhishthira literally takes the advice out of God, out of his mind, it is time to lose. Not only lose, it is time to see his wife attempted rape too. When he gambles the wife, and she was in her monthly, and because of that time, they would keep them in a separate room. They send for her, and she doesn't want to come because of the monthly. She does not, in that olden time, she would not be seen by the husband when she's in that menstruation. They drag and they pull her, and she's looking at the husband. You are my protector. I bow to your foot. And you will allow me to be dragged like this? What wrong did I do that you could see your cousin do this? Where's all the cousin love now? All your uncle, your grandfather, as old men weathered with time, watching me rape now. What is this thing called husband if not a protector? And there, Yudhishthira could only drop his head. Shame. Bhim becomes so angry, curses brother. You fool, look what you're causing here. She's my wife too. And he tells Duryodhan, I will only satisfy this rage when I rip you open on my legs. One day it will happen, mark my word. You see, this way you're doing, you touch that girl, this will be the end of you. Why is this significant? This is the end of Duryodhan. This is Vedwati, who came back as Sita. Sita is now coming back as Draupadi to initiate the end of this lineage. This is the significance of it. Because of her prayer, when she shared her cloth, she ripped from the sari to cover Pandit Durbasa Rishi was in the water and he dhoti slipped. And she says, cover yourself, Pandit. And he says, because of this gift of cloth you give me, the day you are in need, more than what you need will come. And this is how Krishna appears unseen to everybody. And when the body, when they're trying to rip off the clothes to expose the body, to shame her, Krishna lets loose all the bolt of cloth. As much as Dushashan was pulling, cloth was piling up, but the cloth was not revealing the skin of her body. For that reason, because of the relationship with Draupadi and Krishna, she was called Krishna. Time and time again, this girl has this loving relationship because of her dependency on good conduct and Krishna prayers. She's always protected by him. Principle of Indravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Now, after the gambling match, they end up in the forest, and Yudhishthira is recalling the stupid decisions he made. All the cattle gone, all the servant, the castle, the money gone in one evening of gambling. Forget all the assets, all the people in the city of Indraprastha that depend on a good king. He threw them away because of his addiction to gambling. It have some people, I don't know, it have some people love them a family. Them a family I will love, don't matter what they do to you. You become so blind and manipulated that they could do you whatever. And this is a form of blindness. Because between me and you, would the enemy come from a stranger who doesn't know what you have in your drawers in your cupboard? Or would it come, the envy come from the people who see what you have in your house, simple language, what curtain you have, what jewelry you buy, what sari you wear? Who is the person coming, possibly coming, to see what you have and have a problem? Krishna tells him, they call themselves family. In Garud Purana, you hear it again. He says it in a different way. The deceased person lying in that box. Do you want to know the caliber of the person? How do you know if it's a sinner or a saint? Who done dead, Pandit? How you going to know that? He says, look at the family around the person. When a person dies, true relatives gravitate around that person. True relatives, a person who is related, blood, or consider relatives that do what? They're not selfish. Sinful people are surrounded by people who pray for or think of themselves. Let me just put an example for children to understand. I die. My family go say, oh God, boy, you're dead. Who pension I go get now? Who go make the roti? Ma, you're gone. Where I go eat? It's about the person, not the deceased. But selfless people, saintly people, attract people. Tears might come from their eye. But no matter how much I pray, how much I am paying, I will do my prayers. I will do all to make sure your journey, Pandit, you die, make sure you go, boy. I wish you well. Don't study me. I go cry, I go catch myself. But I so happy, no more needle in your foot, no more chemo, no more vomiting, no more pain, no more shame. You lost your toe, you lost your foot. I know how you used to cry when nobody's to see you. I wish you well. I go make out, don't worry, I go live. Then the person starts to be so happy for this person, even in this circumstance. That selflessness, that is a saintly person. They attract family like that. Simple language. Everybody you have that you call family, just wish you the best. They just wish you good. As a pundit that is going to the hospital ever so often. And I just stand up in all kind of scenario. And I've been to places where people walk into the hospital room and the poor lady fighting, she laughs, they're hoping she will live. I don't know if you ever went to that. The pundit, they reading up prayers from head to toe. Everybody trying their best. Who reading Bible. Who reading Gita that time. I don't know if you ever see that. Everybody is Bible better than Gita better than Quran. When we outside, you see when you reach ICU ward, pundit, I come from a different religion, but say a prayer for me now. Pundit, you go pray with me. That time it's a race, all of these God children. That time it is kept sense really good. I will stand up shoulder to shoulder with a priest, and the man will say, my help cometh from the Lord, and the Gita Ganga Chaga. That time, partner, the problem, you know your problem. Your problem is the disease. The problem is the sickness. Me are going to fight God with you. Me are going to fight skin and race with you. I'm going to act appropriate. But the person who don't understand that action will go in the same room and say, look how you looking. Now you're dead. The little hope that person had in their heart, hoping that God, you're going to spare my life, let me go and see my grandchildren one more time. You just take it. You become the Yamraj. You see how conduct is? But you're doing present, but it don't link to proper conduct. Preysal Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Yudhishthira and all of them walking, Yudhishthira in front, big brother in front, and the brother and them behind, but they're grumbling. What they're grumbling for? Draupadi, who always walk in palace, now had to walk like Sita Mata in the forest. And the foot getting choked, picker, stone. And Bhim and all the other brothers, Yudhishthira caused this. Look where we did now. And while they was going, Draupadi trying to keep the peace between these boys. All it, forgive him. Like all the big brother, forgive him. And at one point, in this Ganda Mandan forest, in this place, a sweet scent came. And this sweet scent was from a flowers, a golden lotus. They saw one floating. And in the moment, they smell it. And all the tiredness, all the pikachuk, all the exhaustion, all the hatred, all the vexation. Why we here for? All the vexation amongst themselves. In that moment, they get refreshed and they feel calm. Draupadi felt it first. And she says, Bhim, you want to make me happy? I'm feeling sorry for you, Yudhishthira. I had to help him. I don't want to see him suffer like this. How much vex he got vex with himself. How much blame he got blame himself. I have to help him. And you see that flowers did something. Go and bring as much as that flowers, find it, and whatever you could bring it for me. And I want to give it like a mala to my husband to re-energize him, to save him now from his own self, from his thoughts. Please go fetch that for me. If you fetch that for me, you will be able to make me happy today. Preysal Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. When he heard that, Bhim with all his power, with all his strength, motivated now. Bhim is the person who has all the strength, physical strength, and he's very proud of himself, Nothing can stop him. But Lord Shiva wants to teach him a lesson. Shiv Baba is Jagat Guru. When you have nobody, when the orphan has no parent, when you have no Guru Diksha, no godfather to say mantra, who is your godfather? Mahadev Baba. Jagat Guru means the Jagat is the world, the planet. Guru means the person. When the world is in darkness, when you are in darkness, when you're in trouble, and as you are alone, and there's nobody to help you, Lord Shiva, come and show me the way, boy. Light the day and carry me out of this darkness. Guru, many people say the word, but they don't know what it means. Gu means darkness, physical, take off all the light inside here. And I cannot find the exit. I don't know how to come out of my trouble. The Ru refers to a person that will bring the light and say, come. Guide me out of my trouble. Jagat Guru is Lord Shiva. Come inside of me and talk to me and show me the way. Lord Shiva summons Hanuman. And he says, listen, a great battle is coming in your life. But you see that false pride Bhim have? You see how he full of himself? That man will act inappropriate on that battlefield. He will think he's so powerful, there's no need for God. He could fight the battle on for himself. He doesn't need help. What do you need help for? Every time you lift something like you, they say, God help me lift my watch. 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 God help me lift my watch You see, when time to lift something heavy, God help me here. Oh God, may I know if I could lift this. God help me now. But when you could do it, come on, man, I could do that. The selfishness, the I and the mind take hold of the person. You hear about it in Gita. This is his time. Shiv Baba summons Hanuman and he says, come, I have your work. Time to go and teach again. Pawan Sut, go quick like the wind and block him. If he goes where that flowers is, he will die. It will kill him. He's not supposed to go there. Not the way he does move. The same thing, if you approach it different, you'll get a blessing. But if you desecrate that plant, he will get mashed up. Go and stop him from going forward. We have to teach him a lesson. Let's join together. As Bhim is moving, causing sufferation. Vyas Muni says, who is listening to Mahabharat? Vyas is calling out the words. And Ganesh Baba with the broken tusk. Remember, Skand hit him the cuff and the tusk broke. Ganesh Baba is the person writing Mahabharat. And he's asking him, what happened next? Tell me now, what happened? Who? What going on? What went on? Tell me. And Ganesh Baba is asking, Guruji, tell me what happened. Tell me what is proper conduct first. Show me what it is he did wrong. Let's hear what happens in this verse. Pahi, pahi. Save me, Lord. Pahi means come save me. Come save me. Pahi, pahi. Gajanana. Parvati Nanda Gajanana. Pahi, pahi. For those of you at home, help me sing. Ekadanta Gajanana. Ekadanta Gajanana. Anekadantam Gajanana. Anekadantam. Pahi, pahi. Tato varshik krodhantayetam dayayena dayayatam gajayayetam gajapad singa singayetam viprayati. Pahi, 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 gajanana, Parvati Nanda gajanana. Lambodar he gajanana. Lambodar he gajanana. Lambodar gaj vicharana. Lambodar gaj vicharana. Pahi, 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 pahi. Parvati Nanda Gajanana. Parvati Nanda Gajanana. Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. He had the power of the elephant, so he started to run. But this is not the man to go around the tree. He takes pride in knocking down everything. It says that whilst Draupadi and all of them were wrestling for him to come back, imagine a great ruckus erupts in the forest and all the animals, the lion, other elephants, everything started to scatter. What destruction is this? Vyas Muni says, Ganesh, how unfortunate, how sinful people act. Every day they go touching the murti, they resting their head by the murti, absorbing the power of the God to gain strength. God, give me Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti. You are the energy, you are the power. Give me power, give me power. And you get powerful. What does do with the power? This fella is very powerful. But in this instance, he is becoming a scourge in the example of a forest. He is only bringing destruction. Some people take the power and they get so polluted by their strength and their ego. Look at how I am. Look at how great I come. Look at the position I have. Look how much money I have, whichever one you want to use. Look at how big I am. Every bird, everything was fearful, saying prayers in their own heart. God, what is this? The buffaloes, everything is running. The deer is skipping out of the way. This individual hit down trees that were very old. In different dharma, in different religion. Now, if we were to discuss true Sanatan Dharma, that word means eternal principle. If you're a Hindu tonight and you have a way, I don't know if you ever, last night I talked about how people in the formation of what is now called Mahasabha, they created certain rules to live by. It was made right there in Monripo, San Fernando, the Mahasabha, in the first meeting there, that we will do this thing. And they agreed that the Jandi, for example, would be the signal, Hindus live here, Hindus live here. In that, have you ever seen Hindu people say, well, you come in the Mandir, in order to make the Mandir, you have to convert to my religion. In order, you know what, I need numbers. Let's recruit, let's walk through the village and start to get people to convert to our religion. If you are doing that, breads, that's the wrong way. Just to touch on it. If you're looking on at me tonight and you hear somebody walk the road and they're telling you about what the Lord say, I say it. The pundit saying it, the bad pundit. I the stupid one. Work with me. Why we don't do it? Remember, Hindu Dharma says, God could be the fig tree, God could be the mud, God could be the sun, God could be the planet, God could be the energy, God could be the woman, young, God could be the old woman. There is forms. Tara Mata, Matangi Mata, other discourses where she's grey. It have a katha where Sita Mata come Kali, it have a katha in the Navratri form, the 7th day, the Saptami days, Kali Mata worship. And when she was going back to Gauri form, or what we just call the little Gobar on the Bedi, Kali Mata went and asked, your Lord Shiva, Mahadev, which one you like? This form, Kali, no covering on the body, she tongue outside, she looking kind of scary. And Shiva said, Mother, I kind of like the Gauri form. Gauri means the beautiful one. More calm, more gentle, more female features. Not this aggressive kind of tomboy fighting form. And she get vexed. One of the places where you will hear about the breast, the bosom of the woman, the value or the use of it, is this discourse between the mother and the father. This Lord Shiva thing has some nice discourse in it, you know. She said, oh Shiva, you are so blind and foolish. You love the woman when she's one way, young, supple, no stretch marks, beautiful skin. But if you understand a woman, then you can't do that. If your eyes as a man is only when she is one way, as using my example, 19. What about the lady when she transforms hormonally or with children and she becomes middle age? Then she will change again, older age. And the body, the breast, the skin, everything is changing. Oh Shiva, if you love me, the goddess, love me when I'm a Kanya, as a young girl. Love me when I'm a grown woman, Parvati. Love me when I become Matangi Mata, or the older gray hair form. Gray, older woman. Regardless to my form, then you love a woman, Shiva. That is one of the intro to that Gauri form. Till today, me and you just do Gauri Puja in every Puja. With the Gobar, because of that lesson. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. He says, oh Ganesh, the first lesson that a person have to learn in becoming powerful, the person has to learn Daya. Go read chapter 12 of your Gita. Arjun get fed up listening to all where Krishna saying, he get confused. This one good, that one good, this one good. He says in chapter 12, who good? Who you like? You're saying this one good, that one, everybody good. Where's your best? Chapter 12, whenever a person studying Gita, start in chapter 12. It's easy. It grows the person. He says, the person who I love, literally says he's dear or she's dear to me, they must be compassionate. Must be able to forgive. He didn't say vegetarian. He did not say Brahman. He did not say Johnny wearing. He did not say you just pray like me or pour plenty flag. He did not say a religion. Say compassion. Because if God make everybody partner, the day somebody come and say, I want some water, please. You can't say people with your hair texture or people who just pray like you can't drink water here. Eyes upon it. And I just try to encourage Seva or charity. All you know that. I take up books, normal school book in Trinidad. And I went to our school, sorry, those books are not of our faith, we can't accept it. Then, it make you bear in mind, I have a katha, a Lord Vishnu form. We don't do Hi Puja in the temple. I don't know if you ever realize that. Buddha. Between Rama and Krishna came an avatar called Buddha, but you don't see him Murti in the temple. The reason is in that discourse, it explains where other religion come from. Long story short, when Lord Vishnu takes that form, he says, go on the earth and preach another dharma. It had a bad guy who was following all the tenets. When you're doing Shiv Puja, do not talk. Don't let your spit go on the lingam. And he would follow it religiously. He would not swallow spit when he's doing Niljal Brat, no water. He would follow it and he was protected by his prayer. So Lord Vishnu came up with a plan. Go on the earth and teach another religion, another book, and say to them, distract them, do this, it's easier. This is a nicer way to follow. Less work, less fasting, easier for it, quicker return. You will get blessings. And he did it. The Adi Vishnu, or what we call Buddha, went and propagated other religion. Long story short, the fella said, well, this is easier, man. I go do it. Stop his actual prayer. And when he do it, he lost the protection. And Lord Vishnu get to destroy it. Now, at the end of that discourse, the fake Vishnu, Adi Vishnu, Buddha, is coming back to merge into Lord Vishnu as we know him. He says, stop. Go on the earth, please listen to me. Remember this. Where does other religion come from? If God is God, because it is here this thing with my God and your God. And as a child, I really wonder how much God it have. How much God it have? It have, when you hear some people talk, you will swear that it have somebody over there doing something with those people that we have no control or dominion over. Lord Vishnu explained it real nice. Part of Sanatan Dharma, he says this. There will be in Kali Yuga people of different disposition from a karmic level. People that reached a certain standard go and present a dharma, a way, a ritual that they will follow. And let them follow that and they will improve. One day they will reach to me. So for example, when you come across a religion that is telling you God only live in my house, think what telling you God is as high as the sky, wide as the ocean, but he could only bear or be with people who pray or understand or pray in a place like ours. In another house, he can't live there. When people use God, a different caliber now, some people have a wonderful understanding of charity, but they use God. I see Durga have a cutlass in Jihand. I mean, when the police stop me, I should drag out the cutlass and hit him 2 planas. Kali Mata said, do that. And they justify hateful things, bad things, using the God. When the person reaches to the opportunity, based on your karma, to be born in a Sanatanist home, our belief is the person has earned the right, work towards the opportunity, not only to do puja, that's part of it. That is only option. That is part of it. But could I be a Hindu and never do puja in my life? Yes. Part of being a Hindu is how you look at women, how you look at children, how you look at animals. And one example of that is Sitaram, everybody, like what we hear last night. I see God in the dog, I see God in the plant, I see God in women, I see God in poor, rich, you name it, everybody, Sitaram. For that reason, the Hindu does not condemn religion, but our religion says all religion have a role. Maybe the language is a barrier. Maybe the prayers, the fasting is a barrier. Make it easier for them. And when they go and they do it, one day they're going to reach. Don't worry. Where Cortina go reach, BMW does reach, the Cortina go reach too. He go reach a little slower, but he go reach. So the Hindu don't end up in an argument, my God better than your God. For example, one of the things we hold to, regardless of your race or your background, I have to have daya. Daya means compassion. That is a true feature of a child of God. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. When Bhim is ripping through the forest, somebody came to block him. Further up the road, with his body covered with golden hair, a form that had not been seen since the days of Ram, Mother Earth now who held along the forest road a huge form of Hanuman. His body is covered with golden hair, his tail as long, equivalent to 8 miles, the length of the tail, blocking every aspect, curled, and as it slapped, a thunderous sound reverberated in the forest. When he heard the noise, Bhim stopped moving. And he wanted to know what could be hitting the ground so hard to cause this vibration. So now from going in the direction he was going, he turns now to go where the sound coming from. Let's hear what happens when these two people meet. Raksha karo, raksha karo, raksha karo, raksha karo, raksha karo he chakra sudarshan vali, raksha karo he. Bhim Sena Gyan Hanumanta Kapidvajaye Natam Ruru Mrigayate Raksha Karo, Raksha Karo, Raksha Karo, Raksha Karo, Raksha Karo He Chakra Sudarshan Vali. Matra ye aati Shrapyetam Hanuman Kapidvaj ye ato Kesari Nandayate Raksha karo, Raksha karo, Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Bhimsen or Bhim reaches. This is his brother, but he does not know Hanuman. Bhim is considered to be the son or the child gifted to Kunti from Kesari, the god of the god of Akash, the god of the wind. He is considered to be very strong. Vyasmuni is telling Ganesh that the brother of Hanuman, Kesari Nandan, is Hanuman. That they meet, but these two brothers don't know. Well, Bhim doesn't know who he's talking to. When he came, he says, "Oh, you old monkey, why are you blocking the road?" Hanuman did not react. Hanuman seems as if a very big person, lying on the road like a stalk of a huge plantain tree has fallen, and he cannot get up. Bhim says, "Oh, you old fella, why are you lying here?" Hanuman lazily opens his eyes and he says, "Oh friend, show mercy. Show mercy on your elders." Today, as he's yawning, He says, today I have fallen and I cannot get up. Will you help me? Why are you insistent on moving me? What happened? Where do you want to go, young fella? Why are you moving so quick? You seem as if you are the wind racing through this forest, mashing up this entire forest. Why are you doing that? Bhim says, well, you are right to say, I'm moving like the wind. I'm the son of the wind. I am the brother of Hanuman. He's talking to Hanuman. He says, I have the ability to move quick, and I'm on my way to pick something from Indra's garden. A golden flower. I have to get it. Come on, move, man, move. You're blocking me. He says, oh, great son of the wind, great born person, then you should be no stranger or child of a Devta to the concept of mercy. To come have compassion. I'm just an old monkey, you know. Hanuman's true name is what? I do Hanuman Puja every day in my house. And if I ask a child, what is his name? Baba, Hanuman is his name. He's known by plenty name, and last night we hear plenty name for Sita Mata. We just call she Sita because she named after a plow. So sometimes the name we know is not really the true name. Janvi is Sita Mata, true name from the book then, from the time she was born. Tonight, he says, I'm just an old, decrepit, crippled, maligned person. How we come decrepit and crippled? Hanuman means the person who cleft the palate. Doesn't mean monkey king, it doesn't mean that. Kesari Nandan, Anjani Sutta, son of Kesari, son of Anjani. But Hanuman means the person lip bust, lip strip open, the teeth cut, the gum is split, and this person don't talk normal. This person speak with a lisp. When the bolt of Indra cut him here, it didn't cut just the lip, it cut the teeth in his mouth, my and your mouth, they so, the incisors, they straight, in his mouth, they like this. There's a big jagged, like if God take a knife and cut, like butter, the roof of his mouth is speared so. Till today, children have this genetic deformity in India, and they are referred to as the children of Hanuman. So when he talks like this, not to make fun of anybody, but when somebody says Hanuman, that is how his mouth is misformed. He says, you are making fun of a cripple. I am a specially gifted person. Look at how I am talking. Look at how God, who gave me this feet here, God made me maligned. He says, what is your name, old monkey? He says, you don't study my name. Study my circumstance. I am so heavy, my body big. Don't study my name. Study, look how God make. I only full of sin. Look how my lip cut. I am not a good person. I am full of sin, karma. Show mercy on me. You are high born. You come from Kshatri. You born with gold. You born in great house. Everybody treat you as a king. Treat me with, because of all your good karma, treat me good. Be helpful to me. He says, I don't have time for this. Move. Get up from here. I am a king and you cannot impede my direction or my will. I want to walk here. I am like a walking lion amongst men. Move. Hanuman says, dear youth, then cross me, no problem, cross my body. And you will be able to go. But I cannot lift. I cannot help myself. Bhim says, maybe you come from a low birth. Maybe you come as an animal or half human, half animal. You are not fitting for the great knowledge that I have. When a person, Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 says, what is Kali Yuga, you know? He says a person inherit the womb they come from based on your karma. Chapter 1 of Gita says Kali Yuga is when the mother of the home, the ladies of society stop teaching. Tonight's simple language. Who you would have been if your mother didn't train you properly? If your mother didn't say hello when you're eating, close your mouth. Get up and write your dear. Say your prayers. Who you to be? Toilet language. Wash your hands after you come out of the washroom, son. Only things your mother could teach you. If it wasn't for that lady, who would make you who you is? Everybody else in this world expects you to have training. Who gives you the training? And imagine I come from this pedestal. Mommy is the person, my personal guru, to teach me everything. And suppose my guru never taught me the need to pray, never the need to have manners, good evening, good night, good morning, never to speak to women with respect, how to talk to her daughter, how to speak to somebody your age, how to speak to an older lady. My mother never teach me that. Then you're in Kali Yuga. All has to happen. My lady forgets to train. And when that lady forgets that training, society will fall. If she stops training you how to tie your dhoti, who's going to do that? If she stops training you on how to pray, who's going to do it? If she stops teaching you tonight, we don't know how to sing so hard when the baby born. I know there's something to do. For example, when the child had to come in the house, how to do 6 days, 12 days. Everybody wants to be a parent. But nobody knows the prayer to become a parent. Because my mother didn't teach me that, Pandit. My mother never teach me how to bog lagawe. I don't know how the prayers to offer in the fire. My father never teach me how to offer tarpan. But everybody have a funeral and it's time to offer the pinda. Me know how to do that. My mother never teach me how to grind or blend or juice, whichever way, the pakadar. I don't know how to do it. What you're going to do? What you don't know? Will you bow when you enter the temple? My mother never tell me to bow. Is the house of the Lord. Bow, say Sitaram, Shiram, I reach. Lord Shiva, I reach. Sitaram, Sitaram, everybody. What will you do? What is that bell outside the temple for? This is the house of the Lord. When you enter step 1, ring the bell. God, I reach by you. That is what it's for. You're not supposed to enter just so. If your mother or the lady in the temple, the shabri of the temple, never teach you that standard, the person is born in the Hindu home, in the human form, but they are blind as a bat. They are ill prepared for life. For that reason, your first God is your mother. Second God is father. For your life, these two people imbibe. Hello, say a prayer before you accept that food. Hello, say a prayer before you go on the bed. When my mother and father, I lost my dad at a young age. When my father was alive and the two of them vexed and they quarreling with each other, that didn't concern the three of we. It's me and my 2 sisters. My mother, I remember very clear, hello, go on boy by that man foot. And she vexed with him. Don't forget, give him a kiss. And when you go by he now, go and kiss your mother before you go. Needless to say, bow to she foot. That was what we grew up with. Fast forward the day for the funeral. That time you want to hold on to foot end. That time everybody rushing the RTC. That time we just do things back to front. When the day, yeah, I go bow by for tomorrow. When Pandit come and I in sorry, I go RT from head to toe. That time you ever see somebody RT like that? The whole body. If you want to RT, the elbow to the RT. And the day when you're eating, you're fresh. To be honest. The day you're celebrating and you're dancing low and you're ponging all the damadole in the bowl. That time, I can't touch my mother's foot so. That time, I can't go and kiss the old boy on his cheek and say, Dad, you're looking nice. You're looking nice, boy. But take it from me, a fool who wish he had his father with him the day he was getting married. And I wish I could have kissed him and say, boy, I hope I make you proud the day I get my degree in my hand. The day I get my first paycheck, I wish, Dad, I hope you was here, boy. I wish you was here. You see, to kiss that forehead, I wish I had it. I don't know about you. When you get a chance, you have to act correct. Choose whichever example you want. Choose whichever one you want and apply it to suit. In this case, Hanuman is telling him, behave yourself. Remember, you come from great, I come from low birth. I don't qualify to be born as a human. Look at you. Look at how great he is. Act accordingly. Remember, great people are given the ability to show compassion to lesser creatures. I am just a monkey. He says, well, my great teaching teach me you're not supposed to cross nobody. It has God in them. And for that reason, if I cross you, I'm committing a shrap. If I cross a murti, if the shaligram on the ground and I cross it, I understand it bad. When you cross the person, it's the same thing. Okay, well then you have to help me. Let me hear for this part how we ask him for help, everybody. What to sing? Shiva Om, Hari Om, Shakti Om, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah, Nam Tam Dharma Vijayasmi, Budhavi Varan Paye Ato, Andakal Dayanan Ye Atu, Julalab Ye Yam Ye Ati, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Hanu 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 Hanumanyetam, Vaman Lagavi Jayati, Manoburi Purusham Ye Dvijapar, Kaya Yena Parampara, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Vanar Yona Ye Mrigatam, Prasida Yena Ye Yata, Yena Sadhu Ye Atam, Parikram Yena Vyakshayati, Ho Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah, Paramatmaya Namo Namah, Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. He says, if I cross you, the supreme soul. Do you ever feel bad people is people who don't know about God? Misguided people might make the most mistakes. They interpret wrong. And this is where you formulate your relationship with God. You had to guide me to improve. You had to guide me to be better. You had to be like Narad Muni. I know some, but I want to know more. The hunger has to be there to not feel you know it all. Because when you know it all, you reach, you have no space in the lota for more water, It have no space in my body, in my frame, for a little more knowledge or a little more understanding or a little more ways of improving. He says, I know the Supreme Spirit, the Param Atma, lives inside each being, and if I cross you, I am condemning myself to sin by desecrating that. So therefore, I will not fall for your trap and cross your feet. Get up, you foolish person. I'm fed up now. I'm the son of Vayu. I am the brother of Hanuman. What is your name? You old fool. And Hanuman smiling. Vyas says from the corners of his lips, smiled at the foolishness coming from the devotee of God. If God could judge, if that Murti could turn to talk to me and you, I don't know how much smile he could smile. If I went to say prayers every day, but I'm not improving in my life, you know how fed up that God would I be with this Keshava? Could you imagine as I walk up, ring the bell, God, look, I come with mother flowers. You come back to bother me again. You come with your stupidness again. You know you can't eat salt, you have high blood pressure, but oh God, you're dacoline. And you're asking me to save you from what? You? If God could only talk, what he would have said, boy? In this instance, Hanuman is watching him as a fool and smiling. Ganesh, children do childish things. Hanuman, even in this moment, did not abuse, did not rough up, but instead understood the mistake this person is making and shows mercy, kripa, forgiveness. Doesn't hold a grudge, doesn't say, look at what you say, look how you gain on. Doesn't do that. Instead, smiles. And he says, oh friend, if you are so insistent, just shift my tail. I can't even lift. Look how long this thing is. Help me. And Bhim went and he tried. You know this part. He tries to lift and he couldn't lift it. Beads of sweat start to come from the body. The canhawa fall. So much now. The jani start to fall off his shoulder. And in the moment, Bhim says, you have to be something else. The God inside of me, Chit, is telling me, watch out. This is a test. Hold on, look out. This is not normal. Why can't I, who lift everything, who could do everything, why can't I lift a tail now? Hanuman starts to laugh more. He says, oh friend, tell me, are you the workers of Yamraj? Are you the Yamdut they talk about? Looking in this way, a yaksh? Are you a spirit come to take my life? Why are you obstructing my movement? Why are you here? There's no hermitage, it have no road, it have no house. Where you come from? Who are you? He says, dear brother, I am the servant of Ram, Hanuman. I have come here to meet with you, O son of Kunti. You have become intoxicated because of your strength, because of your prowess, because of all the blessings and the goodness God has showered upon you in your physical frame, with all the prayers you are doing, with the powerful children that you have. There's many things that we could talk about why Bhim is so full of pride. One example, he's very proud of his son, somebody called Ghatotkacha. In our language, he is described as a giant. He was somebody Krishna was afraid of in the Mahabharat war. Krishna has to tell him, oh Ghatotkacha, who will you fight with? And Ghatotkacha is the one who says, I will fight with the weaker side. So Arjuna and Yudhishthira say, well, they have all the Dronacharya, all the different heads. They are more powerful. Ghatotkacha says, you are watching this wrong. You have Krishna. The four-handed Vishnu is standing on your side. Everything else is sticks, little pebbles in front of him. You don't see the powerhouse you have. If I were to enter this battle, I would have to go, no choice on that side. And whoever Ghatotkacha fights, he has to win. Bhim is very powerful, and he thinks, if I could make a child like that, wow, I am great. Think about the person. Some people will say, my child passed for the best school, My child is the doctor, Same person might say, well, my child, they do good in school because Saraswati blessed them. Same child. It doesn't take away from the accolade the child achieves. But look at the person, the persona, the pride. Some people have a natural way of saying the same thing in a humble way. And some people take it a step further. My child better than your child. My child have plenty money. My child thin, Baba, your child fat. My child have plenty children, your child barren. They find ways. Bhim is doing the same thing. And Hanuman says, because of the pollution, the word he uses, because of the corruptive nature, your grace, your blessing, all the good things God give you, how it confuse you and corrupt you now. I've come to teach you and remind you the need to become purified. Because if you do not maintain that purity, if you do not improve, when it is necessary for you to call on that divine energy to help you the most, you will be defenseless. and you will fall because of your own vice, because of your own behavior, your own addiction. Because of who you is, you will fall. Prem Sabolo, Omapati Mahadeva ki Jai. He says, Hanuman, Bhim, I am that same Hanuman you just talk about, brother. I am your big brother. Now withered, the beard he has. If you ever see a picture of Hanuman in this time, big gray beard. If you ever see a gray form of Hanuman, it is referring this discourse. He says, look at me today, I'm old. But I still have this familial or love, family love for you. And because of the love of Lord, of God, I don't want to see you fall. For this reason, I have obstructed you. I'm correcting you. Take the correction. The first mistake you're making, when God gives people great blessings, you are not to take it to damage lesser than. You are supposed to take it to help. When God bless you with plenty of water in your tap, be the person to share water. It have some people have plenty water, but God didn't give me plenty chana. God didn't give me plenty gold. God never give you enough. God had to give me, and then you'll get. Then you might be grateful even. It have some people want to share prasad, but the hair texture, the skin color, the religion had to look like me, and then I could give you. I don't know your experience, but I do prayers all over, and I do prayers with all kind of people. I once went to do prayers, and the people sharing prasad, I as the pundit say, share for everybody. And the person, a nice Rasta fella come. And the fella say, I hear all it is make a hard roti when all they do the red flag prayers. Belong to Baptist. But he know the name for everything. He said, I could get one of that hard roti. The lady said, come this side, come. So don't nobody see you. Hide, in my example, hide behind the singer. Shame. But when we go to Jamaica to do prayers, and you hear the Rasta, the first Rasta is always Shankar Bhagwan, matted locks. Mahadev is the person who does not care for the prettiness like Pandit with gel and perfume and gold and vanity and vice. He is the person who don't comb his hair so the hair get knotted and the hair becomes the first Rasta is that man. Jamaican people, for people my age, it had a singer named Maxi Priest. And when you're going to school long time and you're hearing all them raga music, he used to sing it. To my big surprise, that is a Maharaj. His grandfather is the first Pandit in Jamaica. These people followed Mahadev worship and used bang, where we just call datul flowers juice, and use marijuana and vegetarian. They take it, and that is where it's Rastafarian is a branch of Hinduism. But the people take Rastafarian lifestyle and they apply it to the Bible as time passes. But when you listen to the lifestyle, the diet of a true Rasta, that is your same Shiva worship. Till today when you go in Kumbh Mela and everybody looking like a Rasta, you go wonder where them get that from. Them living in Kailash Parvat, how they have that? Them come from Jamaica. The Jamaica come from Shiva in the first place. So then the person who is, in my example, sharing Parsad, partner share for everybody. Everybody have God in them. Learn to love, learn to accept, or at least respect everybody. And when you have that mode, then God will shine on you. Oh, Bhim. Today, I have come to guide you, brother. You have to change your ways. This is a discourse we just tend to call on. You see, when somebody addicted, when children don't want to hear, when children don't want to listen, when the girl don't want to eat the food, Hanuman talks to them. You have to eat, babe. Don't study, you're too fat. Who tell you that? My husband tell me if I lost a little weight, like Lord Shiva telling Goddess, if you lost a little weight, I will love you more. That is a fool. Love me how I is now. Encourage me to diet and exercise. I big and fat, I could say it. Healthy is not a bad thing. Healthy, going to the gym is not a bad thing. But don't only love somebody when they look like that. Then you go cause the person to think when you get dark, when the sun burn you, when you put on a little weight, if the lady hormone causes you to grow too strong a hair on your chin, then ostracize she, then hate she. But that God make that. Then you believe Sitaram Tanti, but God make that, but hate her. Encourage the girl. I have a niece, and I wish my niece could pick up she book more. When she's stupid, I still love she. When she get a degree, I still love her. The day my nephew put on weight, I love him. The day he make a mistake, I love him. The day they let you down, I love you. But the day you make me proud, I love you, boy. I really love you. I love you. To be honest, I love you a little more. I'm happy, I'm proud of you. But it don't mean the day they do less than, or they get more done, you love them less? How do you hate the same thing you worship? How do you show prejudice against fat people, or poor people, or short people, or Christian people, or Muslim people? How do you have prejudice? Go in your Gita a day. He says you can't be prejudicial. You can't be racial and then say, Sitaram, I love you all. God bless you. God made everything. Then you're saying one thing, but you're doing something else. Bhim, don't do it. See good and God in everybody. Friend, and when you do that, whether you call it Siddha, Gandharva, Guyaka, poor, rich, uplifted, highly placed person, then God is surrounding you in different forms. Then you will see that divinity in every way. If you listen to my words, oh brother, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Bhim, listening to everything, ignoring. You ever talk to a child and they totally off the advice you're saying? It shoots straight over the head. They're ready for the advice yet. Bhim still. So you is Hanuman? You is my big brother? You is the one who lifted the mountain? I always wanted to meet you. Please, verse 26, please take the form. When Sundarkani expanded and he went high into the air, when you're doing your Hanuman Chalisa, Ashta Siddhi, Anima, Ganima, the different powers he had to make himself small like a mosquito or big like a mountain, he says, I hear you had the different Siddhi. Is it true? He said, yes, that is true. My God, give me that. He said, I want to see that form. Please take that form. Hanuman said, dear brother, listen to the words I'm saying. Forget that form. That form cannot, in this age of Kali Yuga, as righteousness is degrading, the place cannot hold that form. The earth at one point could have hold that magnanimous form when I was young and I was fighting. But now, this is my true form. And Bhim takes the rest of this chapter, begging him, saying prayers, oh Anjanisat, you is the one who will accept. If people make mala with sweet smelling flowers, with red flowers, you will accept it. Please show me that form. Let my eyes see it. Eventually, Hanuman came to stay quiet. The one who is known not as Hanuman, not as Anjanisat, Sundar. Sundar is the true name of Hanuman. When Tulsidas is writing, when Valmiki is writing, and you hear Sundar Kand, the Kand or the chapter, that is about Sundar. Not the word meaning pretty or good looking, for children to understand. Tulsidas hid his name in plain sight. He didn't call it Hanuman Khan. But he calls him Sundar Khan for this reason. Till today, when people are uplifting themselves and they do Tulsidas karma, they do Hanuman Chalisa. You hear people chanting it 108 times and Hanuman Jayanti coming up. Pay attention. Who know more? Let's do Sundar Khan chanting on the day of Hanuman worship, where they're doing the prayer, where Sundar is reminded of the power he has by Jamun. Step 1, that first chapter starts with that. That is where he shines. And he says, oh Sundar, take the form. And as he said it, Hanuman, in that time when Krishna walked the earth, squeals out, the son-in-law of Janak, I call upon Ram. And in that moment, his body swelled to the sky. Excepting for since the days when Ram's feet was on the earth did not see that form of Mahavir where his heads are in the clouds. It says the earth shook with the vibration of this Hanuman, this Sundar, as he expanded his body. And very quickly as he reached up, he came back down. And he says, remember, the power that I gained, you could gain it too, Bhim. But in order to gain the power, to gain the blessing as Bhibhishan, did. Till today, when people are praying for extension of life, when the Pandit go in the hospital room and he offering the shaligram, the water, today's Ekadasi, today a lot of people did that prayer. And you hear the person is chanting the different Chiranjeevi name. When you give your Baba the Siddha, and the Pandit says, Chiranjeevi Jai, bless you, that may you be long life, long living like Hanuman. The person is called the 7 Chiranjeevi name, Ashwatthama, Vibhishan, etc. Calling the names that these people who have extended long immortality. Hanuman is one of them. He says, till today, people pray. And he says, if you want to have the power that you are looking at me and you think I have, then think about Vibhishan. Vibhishan is not Mahadev incarnated as Hanuman. He does not have any special gift that Jamwant reminded him. Vibhishan is considered to be immortal, blessed by Ram because of his humility and his compassion that he was able to show people, be meek and mild no matter how much roaring power lives inside of you. If you change your ways, O Bhim, you will attain and ascertain all the power that Vishnu Baba is able to give. That although Vibhishan is considered to be the Mukdar of Shiv, last night we heard of how Bharat is the Shank. We heard that the Sudarshan Chakra is, how you call him? Satrahan. That Sheshnag is Lakshman. That the mace or the Gada in Lord Vishnu's hand is Vibhishan. That although he is the force of Lord Vishnu, he is so meek and mild that Hanuman went to seek him in Lanka. He finds him living in the security of a house full with tulsi. Wherever tulsi is blossoming, the devotee lives there. She grows wild in the yard. Wherever a bhakt of Lord Vishnu, a person who has daya, when a person who has the ability to hold mercy, or any type of compassion, the Dayananan, or the person who has the grace of this form, that person, their insignia is the tulsi plant propagates, grows, she's growing wild, she's growing too much in the yard. That, oh friend, oh brother, if I had to give you advice, become like Vibhishan. And wherever you go, that goodness and God will follow you. The mistake some people make, I am protected like Ravan. When Ravan go into the cave and he light the fire and he started Jagave the mantra, so long I in that temple, you can't touch me. So long I there by that lingam, you can't touch me, I'm protected by God. But when me I have a God, when me I have Rudraks, when me I have the God that I put man-made thing on my body and I step outside, it means that I am unguarded and bad things could take me. But if the God is with me, go where you want, you go with you. And this is when the person starts to up the game beam. If you start to adopt the divinity, the drishti, that God is inside everybody, the plant, the sky, the elements, the earth, and you start to live like that, where you could see God in everything. God realization, fancy word. But all it means is, I realize where God is, and then I start to act like it. Then where will you be other than walking around, living in, eating in, touching, interacting with God? Everything, man, woman, children, the tree, the bird, Garud is God, Sampati is God, the Yamdut is God, the earth is God, then everything I meet divine. Then with that realization, then think how you go behave, boy. What it have other than God? For some people, they don't have this vision. And tonight, as you say your prayers, when you do your Hanuman Chalisa, when you eat the hard roti, ask him, when I eat it, let prasad come into me, go into my stomach, and feed my poor aura, that I could get a little more divine, at least in my eyesight, and learn to see God in all his glory or her glory in whichever form he or she take. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. After a long discussion about the ability to protect, after seeing the form of Hanuman and realizing how stupid he is, that God give me things, but instead of I appreciate what God give me, I have become corrupted. I am my own enemy. Whilst Ram fought on the battlefield, the enemy of Ravan outside, I as Bhim became corrupted. I became so polluted because I'm proud of my wife. I am proud and so proud of my son, my physical strength, my buddhi, my intellect. Everything I have became a burden. And instead of it becoming a blessing to keep me light and go up to heaven, it come like a big cinder block tied to my foot and it pulling me down to hell. The first person to talk about going to hell to burn is Bhim. He says, think about the person in the dying moment. Oh Bhim, if the children is all you see, if the spouse is all you see, if the gold, the mud, the land, the assets are all you have the vision or the drishti for, in the moment the life coming out your body, you will not see God. You will not have the ability to think about God. In Bhagavad, when you hear about Ajamil's children had proper name, Narayan, different Lord Vishnu name, Adok Saja. Adok Saja is Lord Vishnu name that is chanted on this Kannada Ekadasi. When people do he prayers tonight, I don't want to born and come come again. I'm fed up, I want to go to God. When it was time for Jamil to go, life ready to leave the body, he wasn't saying prayers, he wasn't doing puja, but he seen Narayan, his baby, going to touch fire. And he said, Narayan! And Yamdu pulls the soul out the body. And they start to beat that soul. You're born with so much of great, and we was waiting for you. And now we catch it. Time to pay. You make your father cry, you make your mother cry, you disappoint them, pay for it, licks. And he stand up and he really take the licks, and they belabor him with licks. And Lord Vishnu and all the Vishnu Dut reach, why are you beating the saint? What are you doing? Yamdut say, but Prabhu, no. Don't make this mistake. He looked like a saint. He come from Pandit, but he was a good bandit. He rob, he cheat, he steal, he do his mother and father the worst. And he had to get punishment now. He said, no. He called my name in the last thought. He did say Narayan. And that makes him a saint. Prabhu, I understand the confusion now. You thought he was calling you. He wasn't calling you, God. He was calling his son. Leave him. We got to take care of him. Forget. Lord Vishnu said, no. You, although you work for Yamraj, although you live in a godly place, you don't understand the power of God's name. In that discourse, he says, call it. Don't know what it means. Have no idea what it means, what it refers to. Just say it. Think about every time somebody say, no. Call it. Chant the name of God. And when in that last moment, call the name, you will go to God. For this reason, part of Sanatan Dharma, part of your Dharma, your religion, when your baby born, mother and father don't play. Pandit called this child Dayanandan. Give this child the name, the former Lord Vishnu. Daya, mercy, compassion. Nanan, the God of. Give him a name that for the rest of my life, when I call in him, Narayan, Shiva, Ram, when I call him, when I quarrel him, when I'm missing him, when I'm grieving to see him, in the moment my life ready to come out my body, if I is a sinful guy, and may I see my Vishnu, but I will call Dayanan, I will call Sumati, I will call Shiva, I will call the name of God, I will get upliftment. Prem se bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki. That is why we just do that. That is part of your Dharma. That is part of it. But in Kali Yuga, when I was small, the Pandit who I learned under, Pandit Jivan from Karni, his brother-in-law, Pandit Anand, he used to say, not because you like your toe and your knee, you name your child Tony. Or a name that don't have spiritual value. I mean nothing against anybody you name Tony. Eh? But now that you understand the value of your religious names, when people had the sense to put those type of names, Hanuman is telling Bhim, not everybody had the Ashivad to call that name when they're going by. Some people had to work for that salvation. Change your ways so that you get the salvation you want. Otherwise, you're going to look nice, you're going to look strong now, and you will grow into an age where you'll have to lose the hand and lose the foot. The pride you had, you will get humble. The same head and the memory and the knowledge, you'll get Alzheimer's and you'll get humble. What did they say? Twice a child, once a man? You laugh at your mother when she went into Pampers? Don't worry. This Lord have a way. One day for me, one day for you. Don't forget that, Bhim. Preysal Pauna Putra Hanuman ki Jai. After listening to many things these two people talk about what a good king is, a politician, Hanuman sat there and he taught his brother, like big brother teaching younger brother something. Bhim says, dear brother, without your influence, look how foolish I was. Look how stupid I am. Brother, a battle is coming. Please, this is our last verse. Last night prayer correlate me because I've gone over. Although let me get trouble tonight. Put your hand together. Bhim asked for a blessing from Hanuman Baba. Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. Now that humility hit him, now that he could have seen how, according to Gita, I could be my own friend or I will be my own enemy. Hanuman ye naat ye darshan, adhok saja tanvi ye kamna, yadeva ye dvajayatam, khama karma mahaballa, jai bhole baba tab sharanam. 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 Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Hanuman, pray, close your eyes. Pray with me. Those of you at home, pray. Many people do Hanuman Puja and they don't say a word. They don't ask for change to happen inside of them. Come ferocious, come yelling, squealing, bawling inside of me, in my mind, in the darkness that live here. And you know what the light had to be? Bring the tail that was burning Lanka. And you see, in my life, when I become the darkness, when I become the problem, when I become the shadow or power of Ram, bring the light, bring the Havan, and burn that darkness. I depend on you to show me the way out. When a person is lost in ignorance, they don't realize that they become the curse in their own life. Verse 8, Vana Parva. Let me tell you what I'm reading. This is for the people of Pandit. Verse 150, chapter 150, verse 8, Vana Parva. When a person is so cursed that they become the same darkness in their own life, when they are in the company or they're in the family of greatness, but the way they think, the way they talk, the way they do is going to pull them down. That futility tonight, I realize it. And I do not have the answer. I could live everything. I could do everything. I could buy everything. But I cannot help myself. Hanuman, come and burn away all my bad. Burn away all my sin. If from the sin is coming the punishment, burn away my sin. I offer myself. When people doing Hanuman prayer, sometimes they focus on the red clothing. Sometimes they focus on the tulsi, this tulsi wood, mala. I'll tell you more about this. They focus on the red. They focus on getting the big jandi with the red flag. They focus on the best hard roti to offer. They focus on everything. But only the fool does not understand. Focus on yourself. Focus on the heart that you are offering. Then, if for a second you do it, then you're doing Hanuman Puja. Otherwise, you're like a blind beam You're like a fool with muscles. Whether the muscle is the brain or the muscle is the bicep, you're a fool that is turned pot. But you will never turn the or chunky the pot in the brain. How could I make this pumpkin taste better, boy? How could I make this life better, boy? How could I make this life sweeter, boy? How could I make Hanuman smile with me tonight? How could I offer better? Only a fool could say, make the best smile and show everybody, hey, watch a pride. Watch how good I am. Watch how much money I have. Watch what I could do. My child is the doctor, the lawyer, the great business person. Watch me. I have the best sari. Look at me. But the person don't say, Hanuman, look at me. I is cheating my marriage. I is text an ex-girl. I fighting my sexuality. I cheating my sister 5-inch land. This is me. This is me. And I want you to help me. That is when you're really doing your Hanuman Puja. Other than that, who you fooling? Watch how stupid Hindu people is. Take your 5 bad habits, go by the baby, do the best prayers, and get up with 6 bad habits. Never change one day. Cut the biggest cake, man. You watch how we stupid, eh? We are checking myself in it. Work with me. Baba, I want to out the dia for whatever reason, for safety reasons. I live in the apartment, I have a fire alarm, I want to out the dia. It is happening. Pandit tell you, go and blow it out. What you going to tell him? Pandit, you're mad. Your mouth have spit. We don't blow on the incense stick. We don't blow the dia because your spit will contaminate the Lakshmi and desecrate that form. But oh God, the same stupid Hindu will go and blow candle for cake. That time is not Lakshmi. You know where that come from? That is an Irish practice of blowing out the light so the smoke will go to heaven and God will shower your wishes upon you. You don't believe in that? But you're practicing it though. You do it. Pandit, we have to out a little cake. The wedding now, Viva Sanskar, we have to cut cake, Pandit. Other people, other dharma affects your prayer. No, don't blow the dia, don't blow the camphor, but when it's a candle, blow it out. Kalyam. It is an example of little things. We are talking big drama, little things, where we just become we own enemy. Prem Sabalo Pavana Putra Hanumana Ki. In this last verse of this chapter, Bhim says, if you come with us, if you stand up with me, first in my heart, you see, every day when I have to make a decision, and the stupid fool is about to make the dumb decision, you could save me from me. Think what's in it? Save me from me. I full of karma. I full of stupidness. I full of temper. I full of rage. But if you permit me, this fool would stop being foolish for that 5 seconds. That is why when you go for a vrat, you're starting a rat, shivrat, you just ask God, Mario Baba, I want to do my fasting. Bless me to do it. Bless me, God. I hope to fast today for this Ekadasi bars. Catch cramp. Please bless me, potassium and sodium, the pump, the balance, so I could get to do the prayers without the distraction. That is why in Vishnu prayers, he just tell you eat a fig. The potassium in that will keep the person from fainting. That is why it is offered so much a fig in your person. The medical reason is supported by the religious reason too. But in everything you do, you jump in your car, think about the fool. I have the best car. I am the best driver, and I am in control of the road too. No accident will happen today. But the person who is guided by God, Mario Baba, I eat fresh air, so I really can't do the whole of prayers. But God, I know you're in this car, you're multi-day. Go with me and bless me to reach safe, please. I put you in charge of that road. I don't know when the tire is burst. I don't know where you this thing, but I can't control flat tire. The car in front of me, the road underneath me, I can't control that. Every time I nearly get away from accident, it's God who allow it. Because left to me, I would have died. When you have that drishti or that vision, when the mother tell you, for example, you see every day them children leave that house to go to that school, I just have to say my prayers upon it. God, Bless them to go safe, stay safe, and come back safe. Then the person understands this life and the necessity to hold on to God. They understand the truth, Satyam. Then Sanatan, they hold on to the everlasting need to practice right conduct. Dharma is not puja. Dharma is principles. Sitaram, good morning, good evening, everybody. Having manners, for example, seeing the God in everybody. Those guiding principles allow me to be truthful. And when the person does it, that is how you live praise. Not do praise, live the praise. That way God will follow you, not only the day when you're fasting, but every day God will spare you the hardship and the heartache that we all want. Prem Sabolo Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Tonight, as I conclude, this is how Bhim says, stand up with me. And the verse, he said, brother, when the battle call in Mahabharat, in that section where the Bhagavad Gita come in, the Bhagavad Gita is a chapter in Mahabharat. Yudhishthira is the first person who say, I'm frightened. Mother prayed in front of on the battlefield. She says, son, you're going to win. Don't worry. This is a Leela, but you're going to win. Yudhishthira takes the blessing and he gone in the chariot. Now Arjun started to say, I'm frightened, afraid. The part, you know. Bhim says, come with me. And Hanuman says, I will sit in the flag, the red flag. Wherever that flag is flying high, I sit in that flag. I will sit in the flag above Arjun. And when Arjun, when you roar, when you bellow that sank, where does Gita start? With the sank being bellowed. When you bellow, I will squeal like a monkey. And whoever is in front of you, I will destroy. When you make one step, wherever that red flag is, wherever you call on my power, when you hit, I will hit harder. When you call on me and you want to win, I will make sure you win. I will stand with you, brother. You call on me and you stand up, know that my force, my frame is standing in that red. Somebody asks you, doing prayers, you're dressed in red. What are you dressing in red for? You're putting up a tall red flag. The flag is supposed to be over in Trinidad language, the bouchar, the little ebb. The middle part of the roof too high. Put the flag higher than the roof so Hanuman reigns over this house supreme. Put it when they're building roof, put it, we must get through when we climb, when they're carrying the long trailer, put it, red flag, Hanuman stand up here, bless me to do, so that I could be successful. Your water blessing, you have to live right. You have to do it right. Otherwise, all you're doing is sharing recipes of hard roti. That's all you're doing, and you're fooling yourself. Don't do that. Don't be the beam at the beginning of the story. Be the beam that get the grace and the protection at the end of the story. Transform your body and learn how to have Hanuman with you. And when he's with you, whether you accept it in Parsad form or you see him and you bow to a flag or a murti, let the grace, when you're going to battle on the road, in your job, in your life, in your village, in your house, with the neighbor, wherever the demon coming for you. Bhuta, Preta, and Katina here, wherever a name called, they have to back. You have to go. Then you depend on that man's protection. Then, yes, I agree, he will come and stand up with you. He says, then I will ensure you win. Yes, I am with you, you will win. You will see the car mash up, but the person will walk out. When the doctor says you will never have children, Baba, look, I get through. You will never get a job. Your mother, for some people that have mother and then they have mother, you will never be nothing. When Hanuman with me, I will win. The orphan could find happiness. The divorcee could find happiness. The person who in manipulation and the girl getting licks like peas, you could find happiness. Undergoing stress and strain, not for every day, but when God lift your karma could change. That is why it don't matter what mark in the book, what mark on your palm, what mark on your forehead, it don't matter. My prayers have the power and the potency to change anything. If it was written in the book, well, you can't make children. What are you praying for? Why you find Parsad for? And the don't mark, I have to go through this, go through that, go through the other. I believe in my God. I believe in the prayer and the power of that prayer that I offer, that it will change my destiny. That I could change that. No matter Jamil was a sinful person, the power of God's name change it, and he goes to Vaikunt, never to born again. That is the power of God's name, power he form, and power he Preysal. Tonight, everybody, this is where I'll pause before we continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we do one more discourse about people behavior. You hear not a nice Hanuman Katha. If you have an idea or you want me to read something, tell me, I'll read it for you. It has plenty. One day I'll come and I'll read the discourse where Hanuman had to get married. You ever hear that discourse? When I say married, it's not married like normal husband and wife. It have a katha with it. The son of Surya. It has so much meaning to say. It has so much we God that we don't know. More to learn. Another time. Tonight, everybody pray. I'm watching already. I'll run with. Prem Saburo Pawana Putra Hanuman Ki Jai. Let's all stand as we do a short arati before we conclude tonight, everybody. Put your hands together. And as you say your prayers tonight, tell him, dear Lord, by your grace on this Ekadasi day, when throughout the world people are praying and doing worship, fasting, this Kannada Ekadasi comes one day for the whole year. People wait for this day to do certain type of gift-giving prayers, puja. We here made sure and we did that that nursing shaligram we bathe him and we get the Charanamrit. Tonight everybody will drink the Charanamrit and we want that transformation to happen, God. For those of us at home, let the transformation happen so that I could improve in your eyes. Thank you for the opportunity. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grehana devesham Trailokya Timidapaham Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami Jai Jagadisha Hare Bhakta Jano Ke Sankat Das Jano Ke Sankat Mein Dur Kare Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Get everybody sing a little bit. Swami Dukha Binase Manaka. Oh, Sukha Sampati Ghar Aave, Sukha Sampati Ghar Aave, Kashta Mite Chanaka. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Mata Pita Tum Mere Sharan Gaho Kisaki, Swami Sharan Gaho Kisaki. Tuma bina aur na tuja, Tuma bina aur na tuja, Aashik roj saki. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Tuma karuna ke sagar, Tuma palan karta, Swami Tuma palan karta. Deen Dayalu Kripalu, Deen Dayalu Kripalu, Kripa karo bharta. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Together everybody. Swami Jai Jagadisha Hare. Bhakta Jano Ke Sankat, Das Jano Ke Sankat, Jan Mein Dur Kare. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Prabhu, tonight on the evening of this Saturday, Shani's day, Shanivar is Hindi for Saturday. On his day when people are plagued with sickness and suffering, we chanted your kavach, we chanted your puja, we did Bajrang Ban here at the temple, we did Hanuman Chalisa, we did your puja, we sing and we glorified your name, we did your discourse now. And we pray collectively, those of us here in the temple, all those people who made prasad and meals, sponsored, those sat for prayer, those people that shared the invite, those people that walked the road and said, brother, sister, come to the Mandir, we have prayer. Prabhu, you have to touch those people, help them, bless them for the work that they are doing. For those devotees that took the time, tonight I didn't come with the hard roti to share, but in my tariya, in my heart, I had time and I gave time. That's the parsad, that's the offering tonight, the time I have. You give me time, and you know what? I sacrifice the time to come in your prayers. Bless me, God. For those people home, for those people all over the world looking on, and those that will look on after, thank you for the opportunity and the support to look at prayer this close to Hanuman Jayanti, as we are walking closer to that full moon day. As the moon is coming, I'm learning about my Lord. For those people that live in places that are remote and you can't find a mandir, you can't find a Hanuman Murti, you can't get the hard roti, you cannot get a tulsi to offer to him. Tonight, I get to listen in my ears, I get to see with my eyes the discourse, to listen to his chant. Dear Lord, thank you sincerely for the help, for the ashirvad, for the punyam of listening to your katha. Thank you for me, this sinner, God, that needs to improve, that needs to grow, that needs to develop in your eyes, not for other people, in your eyes. Help coach me, train me, God, to be a better person. Tonight, as I conclude my prayer, thank you again for the opportunity to listen and learn about the knowledge of Hanuman Swami. Tvameva mata Pita Tvameva bandhuscha Tvameva vedya Tvameva sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Together everybody. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Together. Prem se bolo Pavana Putra Hanuman ki Jai, Syavara Ramachandra ki Jai, Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai, Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. Jai Jai Sitaram. Sabko is Sitaram, everybody.